Hello, Smokey. And Dustin, hello. And Lucy Purr, hello. uh, hello. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of names just appeared. Hello, everyone. So it's 3:50. It's 10. I like starting these things about 10 minutes early so that I don't know why. I'd rather be that's me. I'd rather be 10 minutes early than be 1 minute late. How's that sound? Might as well start out with this. There's going to be a giveaway. It's not going to be a major one, but I'm going to give away packs. So just say 7-Eleven. Maybe I'll give away Slurpees. Oh, 7-Eleven, baby. And I do it on 2 videos because I don't trust this thing with I don't think I get all the notifications. Wow, a lot of people joining. Holy crow, there's 55 people on already. You know, it's weird. When you go live, you don't know what to expect. I don't know if there's going to be 10 people. I don't know if there's going to be 100 people. You're hoping it's 100, but sometimes it's a little slow getting in. And so it happens. People that are just coming in, this is for the giveaway. Just say 7-Eleven. We're giving away Slurpees this week. I used to love Slurpees. I can't have them anymore because cold drinks make my heart go into a wrong rhythm. So no more Slurpees. And I would say 7-Eleven on 2 videos. This one and another one. And you know, I think, I hate saying it, but I'll tell you what the heck. I think some people just join just to see the number or see what it is for the giveaway. And once they find out, they just say 7-Eleven and they go away. They drop out. I think that happens. I think that happens more frequently than I am aware of. We're up to 66 already. 7-Eleven, people, 7-Eleven. That's the giveaway number. Just say 7-Eleven. And don't put 7 space 11 because when I search for 7-Eleven, if you have the space in there, I don't see it. So don't change it. It has to look just like that. 7-Eleven. Hello. Oh, boy. We're 67 people and 20 thumbs up. So I'm getting ready for the card show tomorrow, which is a biggie. And, of course, tomorrow we have the giveaway of the booster bundles. And I'm trying to figure out how to get this box out of this damn acrylic. They're not screws. I don't know what the heck they are. They're like, I don't know. I don't want to take it out. I'm just trying to figure out just so I know how to do it. I should ask the people in the store, how do you get the boxes into the acrylic? I have no idea. So, hello, everybody. I don't know. I don't think there's magnets. It could be. Maybe you're right. I don't want to break it. I have a bad habit of breaking things when I screw them up, when I try to do things with them. So we still have 6 minutes. So I'm going to just wait until, so I don't miss anything. This is for the giveaway, people. Just say 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. So you know what it's like trying to answer 13,000 messages? What was I thinking? Wait to see all the data I'm going to show you today. I have so much data. So it's actually doing reasonably well. I'm learning things. You would think after 2.5 years, you figure you'd have it down, but YouTube is constantly evolving and you have to figure out what they're doing. Well, that's wonderful. 2 reasons I like Japanese packs. Number one, they're very thin and they fit inside these things really well. They fit inside these really well. And number two, especially if I'm mailing overseas, they're a little less expensive to mail because, as you know, you hear me say all the time that my second biggest expense is shipping. So, so I'm going live tomorrow, and on live. No, what am I saying? I'm going to a show tomorrow. And a subscriber from nearby, I don't know how nearby, but I think in North Jersey, says they're going to come to the show with their two daughters, a 4-year-old named Zoe and an 8-year-old named Aria. And so, whoa, don't fall. I've put together Zoe and Aria. Whoops. And he told me what their favorite. I might want to close that window back there because it's causing a little. We'll see. If I block it, it's good. So it's the last show. Well, there's no show in August, which is good because it's doing a show. It's still 3:56. I shouldn't be talking about this stuff. Doing a show is not easy. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of things you have to have, a lot of things you have to do. You have to have one of these babies. This is probably the most important item you have for doing a show. And you have a lot of these things, sleeves, protective sleeves. It depends on what you're going to put the cards in. Like I put cards in these things. These are magnetic one touches. Really nice. And they actually look better than top loaders. They're a little more expensive than top loaders, but they look better, and it makes your case look nice. And top loaders are a little messy, so it makes your case look nice and neat. If you knew me, you'd realize at times I'm a very crazy neat freak, and other times not really. No, but like. I'll give you a kind of a personal example. It's now 3:57. I've already showered twice today. And I haven't done anything that's been making me sweater. You know, I have the air conditioner right here. I mean, I can literally touch it. That's the air conditioner. It's blowing right here. So it is kind of weird. I'm so organized certain ways and so disorganized other ways. Like, my Pokemon cards are so disorganized. I have so many Pokemon cards. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I do have a what do I have? I don't yeah, what I do is at the show I do two things. I put this out. So somebody that wants to join my channel just has to very easily scan that. Or I put this out. If somebody wants to buy something, they can just Venmo me, which is hard to believe that at 74 years old I have a Venmo. So it's but I also bring a lot of that's another thing. You have to go to a show. You have to bring a lot of cash because a lot of people use cash. And so, yeah, I would think they're going to love those little packages for Aria and Zoe. This is the giveaway for today. Now, let me explain a couple things. It's 3:59. Let me wait till 4 o'clock, and then I'll really get into it. And you'll see exactly what's going on. So, 3:59. We'll talk about, right off the bat, we'll talk about the booster bundle giveaway. We're over 4,000 entries. It's a lot of work. Wait till 4 o'clock, and then I'll really talk about it. So anybody that just came on, it's 4 o'clock. This is the new giveaway number for today, for the live today. 7-Eleven. Just say 7-Eleven on any video or short. And I would do it on two. One video here and one video there. This one and another one. So I have the booster bundle ending tomorrow. Actually, the last time you could join is 8 o'clock tonight, so there's 4 hours left. So what I'll end up doing, because I'm going to be at the card show tomorrow, I'll do the actual giveaway tonight, but I won't post it until tomorrow noon. So at noon tomorrow, the giveaway will go live, and you'll be able to see who won what, how and why. So that's one. That's the prismatic. That's the booster bundle. Two, the one with the 4th of July. Wow. That's really all I got to say is wow. 13,500 or more entries. And what I was doing once it closed, if somebody tried to enter, I just deleted their messages. Sorry about that, but I had to. I couldn't let you in because it's unfair to everybody else. But what's really kind of odd is that people that were trying to join, trying to send a comment, they were getting blocked by YouTube. I didn't even know YouTube ever did that. I didn't know they blocked. Still things I'm learning. There's a lot to learn about YouTube. So we're going to talk about that. Now, why did I do that giveaway? For the 4th of July, where you could enter as many times as you wanted. Because, let me tell you something about you. I'm going to read something. This is YouTube. YouTube tweaks its search and discovery systems on a daily basis. That means it tweaks their algorithm on a daily basis, with hundreds of minor adjustments rolling out every year. However, major algorithm overhauls, which fundamentally change how content is rewarded, key phrase, how content is rewarded, typically happen once or twice a year to adapt to new technology and shifting viewer habits. Rather than a single fixed mechanism, the platform operates as a machine learning prediction engine that evaluates viewer satisfaction. Viewer satisfaction, that's another one. So the more satisfied viewers you have, the better YouTube promotes you. This is all about promoting. Okay, so if YouTube promotes me to a lot of people, I get a lot of people entering giveaways. I get a lot of people subscribing. You can see things change. I get a lot more views. I get a lot more. Here, let's see. Let me just be exact with my phrasing. So I get more subscribers, more watch time, more views if YouTube promotes me more. Now, if they slow down promoting you, what would cause them to slow down promoting you? At times you're guessing what's going on, but I'm just going to show you some stats or some data, and it kind of explains things. So on the 3rd of July, I came out with that. Enter as many times as you want. Now, the last 6 days prior to the 3rd of July, so June 27th to July 2nd, these are my numbers of subscribers. June 27th, 3. June 28th, 8. June 29th, 28. June 30th, 15. July 1st, 14. July 2nd, 6. Those are all horrible numbers. Horrible numbers. There's been months where I've had 3,000 subscribers, which means I'm getting over 100 subscribers a day. All of a sudden, I get 3, 8, 28, 15, 14, 6. I'm like, what the heck happened? Nothing changed on my end. Something changed on their end. So I now have to figure out what I have to figure it out, because they don't tell you what they're doing different with the algorithm. So that's why I said enter as many times as you want. Now I have found a comment picker that will pick at random, which saves me, because there's no way I'm going to transfer 13,000 to a piece of paper. There's no way on this plan that I could do that. So let me just show you when I told you to start entering what happens. So I went from 3 subscribers, 8. These are the last 6 days prior to entering as many times as you want. 3, 8, 28, 15, 14, 6. That's 74 subscribers in 6 days, which is 12.3 subscribers per day. Then I said, enter as many times as you want, because I want to see what happens. What happens to my subscribers? Well, the next day I got 62. So that means in one day I almost got as many subscribers as I have the previous 6. And then the next day, the 4th, I got 136. Then I got 74, 61, 50, 56, 58, 50. I went from 74 subscribers in 6 days to 439 subscribers in 6 days. Here's what it looks like. Now, my best day ever, I had one day where I went over 300 subscribers in one day. Don't put dashes, slashes. I had over 300 subscribers in one day. This is within the past year. My worst day ever within the past year, I lost 3 subscribers. How do you lose 3 subscribers? That means they weren't promoting anything, and 3 people. I think a lot of people just join the giveaways and hope they win, and they think that subscribing helps, and it doesn't. Subscribing has nothing to do with the giveaways. So I think when they don't win, they just drop out as subscribers. It happens. I want to show you a couple things. The black line that you're going to see across the page is 50 subscribers. 50. So this is the last 28 days. And this is where I said, enter as many times as you want. And look how it went up from this. This is horrible right here. This is horrible. So that's the last 28 days. And that's the line you see there's 50 subscribers. Now, here's the last year. And the line you're going to see is 0 subscribers and 160 subscribers. The bottom line is 0. The top line is 160. Look at that. So this one is the one that's 3, and that's 320. So that was like 311. But look at where it went to. This was like last month. What happened from here to here? And then you see the spike going up right there. What is it so hard to do backwards? That spike is July 3rd. So by saying enter as many times as you want, my subscribers went back up to normal or almost to normal. I mean, this is a lot of subscribers. This is terrible right here. Now, I'm trying to get a YouTube arrow. And to do that, I need 100,000 subscribers. So I'm approaching 44,000. So we're going to get there. Now, you're going to see me doing this many times today. Anybody that's just come in, this is what you have to say to enter the giveaway. Yeah, YouTube does throttle your videos. I know that for a fact. Okay. So, As I mentioned, my best month ever, I had over 3,000 subscribers in 1 month. My worst month ever was I had less than 1,000 in 1 month. These are within the past year. So how do you go from 3,000 to 1,000? It's YouTube changing things. And according to, okay, I have a family member that deals with YouTube. And according to YouTube, it's all done by their computer system. It's not done by anybody. It's just their computer is evaluating stuff and changing things accordingly. So, I'm going to, over the next month, approximately, I don't know how, I can't say, I'm going to ask you to do some strange entries into giveaways. Because I'm evaluating things. I'm trying to figure out what is happening with the algorithm right now. It's not that easy, but I did notice that, again, looking at this, when that line is when I told you to enter as many times as you want, look how the numbers went from pathetic to much better, much better. So you're going to hear me saying some things over the next couple of weeks saying we're going to have a giveaway. Oh, I'm going to giveaways on a weekly basis because I can evaluate things quicker that way. So instead of every 2 weeks, I'll have every week. So you'll have 4 giveaways in a month, but it'll always be on Sunday, just like normal, but it'll be 7 days instead of 14. I am hot right now. I don't know why I didn't have any coffee. I had coffee before. So now I'm going to show you this in a little while. People write to me. I try, when I get 5,000 messages, it's hard to see them all. It really is. When I get 15,000 messages, it's impossible to see them all. I do the best I can. It's you hear me say all the time that if I had a job, I wouldn't be able to do this channel because this channel consumes so much time. So let me explain. People every now and then say to me, and this happens, I see it frequently actually, I want to start a channel. What should I do? How do I do it? Well, what I tell them is don't wait till tomorrow. Start your channel right now. Because if you wait till tomorrow, tomorrow never comes. Because you wait till tomorrow, it's like a diet. You got to start your diet right now. You can't start tomorrow because tomorrow you'll put it off till the next tomorrow and the next tomorrow. So you have to start. If you want to start a channel, especially if you want to start it with a child, start it right now. Get going. Just understand it's very time consuming. You'd have to start out small because you're probably, I mean, how many people are 74 years old starting YouTube channels? No, I was 72 when I started it. So, but imagine if I had to work and start a YouTube channel, there's no way. It's just there's too much time. So a couple things about starting a channel. Depends on what you want to do. It can be expensive. If you're ripping stuff, it can be expensive. But hopefully if you're ripping stuff, you can then sell it somehow. But as you know, I don't sell. If you've tried to buy things from me on YouTube, I don't sell on YouTube. It's one of my hard rules because I don't want anybody ever being able to say to YouTube that if they get mad at me for something, which can happen, as you noticed, it happened a couple weeks ago. If they get mad at me for something, they can just say to YouTube, listen, I bought something from him and he screwed me. Well, I don't sell things on YouTube. So that's the main reason I don't sell things on YouTube, because I want to keep my channel completely separate from making money selling stuff. That's not what I want to do. I don't have a whatnot. I do have an eBay channel, but I've never sold a card on eBay. I've sold other things. I have an eBay channel with over 1,000 reviews, and 100% of them are 5 stars. So I used to sell t-shirts. When I was in Las Vegas, there was a Goodwill store 3 miles from me. I used to go into the Goodwill store and just go through the t-shirt racks and buy concert t-shirts that have the tour dates on them, Disney t-shirts, Harley Davidson t-shirts, special t-shirts like that. And I could get them at like $3, and I would sell them for $10. And it was just crazy. But it was for something to do. And then I got into real estate and I didn't have any more time. So it was just a fun thing to do. I was finding I learned so much about music from those concert t-shirts. So, and Harley Davidson t-shirts are in huge demand. And I had Harley Davidson t-shirts from around the world. There are Harley Davidson stores probably in 50, 60 countries. The giveaway, which one? Okay, the booster bundle giveaway will be online tomorrow by noon. The 4th of July will be on either Monday or Tuesday by noon. I don't know. It depends on, there's a lot of time involved with all of this. And remember, I'm doing a card show tomorrow. So there's a lot of time involved. So by Tuesday at the latest, I should have the 4th of July giveaway on. So now, this latest one, which is going to take a couple days, don't be in a rush. And it's not going to be anything big. It's just going to be packs. So nobody's going, where's the box? Where's whatever? Because I don't want to overwhelm myself. This is the latest. Just say 7-Eleven on any video or short. And that's how you join. And boy, oh boy. Thank you. Let me see. The 7-Eleven one. That'll be sometime in the middle of the week, Wednesday or Thursday. Depends on how quickly I can get things done. Hey, Ben, how's it going? So it's hard. There's just so much to do. Okay, so if you want to start a channel, a couple things you have to be aware of. You're going to need a camera or two. I used to do 2 cameras. I don't know if you were with me for a while. I used to have a camera on the cards and I had a camera on me. So I'd have my mugshot up in the corner and the cards would be the main character. I used to have 2. I still have 2 cameras. I just don't have room here. In Las Vegas, I had the room. The house in Las Vegas was a lot bigger than here. A lot bigger. The house in Las Vegas was 2,200 square feet and all on one floor. So it seemed enormous because it's one floor of 2,200. If it was a 2-story building, it'd be 4,400 square feet. So how many people are from Europe? I think it's less than 5% of the people that watch me are from Europe. Number 1, of course, is the United States. And number 2 is Canada. So if you want to make a channel, you're going to have to learn software. Very time consuming. If some people are good with software, I'm lucky I am good with software. Some people aren't good with software. It can, now you have to have editing software. You have, like I have CapCut. I use CapCut. I have iMovie. This is, you're looking right now. I'm looking at an Apple laptop. So that's my camera right there. And so I use iMovie. That's what it's called. iMovie. It's simple. It's a simple software to use. And I'll combine 3 or 4 videos into one. And so that it really makes life easy. CapCut's very easy to learn also, but there's a lot of features to it. And then, of course, you're going to need to make thumbnails. So I use Canva. This is all stuff you have to buy and you have to then learn. So it takes a while. So that's my advice. If you're going to start a channel, start it right now. How's it going, Ben? Ben has a channel. I visit it every now and then. So I'm going to have a giveaway coming up. Watch this. There's going to be a box involved, but I think by now you should have the drift of this giveaway. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, I want to show you something. Some of these are those. Some of these are relatively expensive. Some of them are kind of cheap. You know, it's a weird mix, but I have probably about 60 of them, including another Pocket Monster and another Pocket Monster. I have about, and this one, look at this, it's got all different kinds. So I'm going to have an unknown giveaway. I always wanted to do that. I love unknown cards. Yeah. Well, they still have them. You can still find them in boxes. I love unknown cards. I remember the first time I ripped one, I was like, what the heck is this? And it's spelled wrong. So I'm going to have an unknown giveaway coming up. And like I said, the giveaways are going to be 1 week because I'm actually trying to figure out the best way to do things with the way the algorithm is set up right now. This algorithm can be, like you saw, it can be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy. So just want you to know that. So now we're going to rip something. I have a box. I have a lot of boxes. I have a lot of boxes. So I wanted to rip this one because I like Snorlax. Snorlax kind of reminds me of me. So let's see. Let's see what we got in here. Lots of plastic. I really don't want to put this down on my keyboard because then all of a sudden something happens and you're all gone. I did that one time where I put it down on the keyboard and it shut a window down. So I just got dinged. I wonder who dinged me. My second son. Okay, so we got a Snorlax and a Blissey. Starting out, promos. We got the big Snorlax. By the way, I mentioned that I don't sell on YouTube. I don't sell cards on YouTube. So a week or two ago, I ripped, I don't even remember what I ripped live, and somebody collected one of the cards that I ripped and asked me if they could buy it from me. And it was somebody in Canada. Who was? I can't remember who. I mean, you can't imagine. I send out so much stuff. So they asked me if they could buy it, and I don't sell cards on YouTube for the reason I explained before. I don't want anybody to ever contact YouTube and say I ripped them off or something. I don't want that to ever. I don't sell cards on YouTube. And, you know, the problem I had with a certain person whose name I never mentioned, by the way, you notice when when I have a problem with an email or something, I never mention their names. I don't mention at all who they are. Hello, Old Man Dirt. So somebody asked me if they could buy that card, whatever it was. And I can't remember what it was. And I said, send me your address. And I just sent it to him. I just gave him the card, whatever it was. It was some kind of an art rare. I can't remember what it was, unfortunately. So those two are now in there. Let's see, we got a Destined Rival, A Journey Together, A Surging Sparks, A Twilight Masquerade, A Destined Rival, A Journey Together, A Surging Sparks, and A Twilight Masquerade. So we have, in this box, we have 2 packs of 4 different sets. It's just a card. As long as I'm healthy, it's just a card. So let's start out with Destined Rivals. I'd like to keep this up here, but unfortunately, I worked with my hands down here, and I can't put the camera on my hands because then it'll do this. Oh no! No! Woo! The window just collapsed. Woo! So if I put the, let's see if I can do this on my hand, then you can't see me. So I don't want that to happen. See, I'm a very unusually sized person. Thank you, Gray Fox. I'm 6'3", but I have really short legs. I have 30-inch inseams. So my torso is enormous. So from my, how do I put this? From my backside to my shoulders, I have a really big torso. And that's why I can weigh so much. I mean, and when people find out how much I weigh, they're like, what? I say I weigh 300 pounds. They're like, no, you don't. And I go, yeah, I do. Because I have a monster torso. If I had normal legs, my sweetheart, who's 4 or 5 inches shorter than me, has legs that are 6 inches longer than me. How's that happen? And just in case some of you don't know, I always show this picture. That's she and I at Disney World in Florida. Now, you notice she's almost as tall as me. That's because she probably has big sneakers on. She's actually a little shrimp. I don't know who took the picture, to tell you the truth. I haven't been to Disney in such a long time. It's been probably about, I'm going to say 10 years, maybe. And what I did 10 years ago, I have 4 children. So let's tell you what we did 10 years ago. In the spring, Disney World has a bunch of races. They have a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a marathon. So Susie and I joined the 5K, the 10K, and the marathon. My children I think they only joined the marathon. All 4 of my children. 3 of which had never run a race before. And their first race is a marathon. They all finished. My daughter lost a couple toenails. So what I did was my one son has a timeshare down there, but we rented hotels and I flew him down and we all had a good time together. We all did Disney stuff. This was about 10 years ago. That's in the springtime. Then in the fall, Disneyland has a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon. They don't have a full marathon out in California, just a half marathon. So I flew everybody out there, and I just did the half marathon. And the medal you get is, if you do the marathon in the spring and the half marathon in the fall in the same year, I think it's called the Goofy Coast to Coast medal. So we got the Coast to Coast medals. And all 4 of my children ran the half marathon. So now, let me tell you one other thing. We were out there another time because one of my children worked out there for a while, and we were set up for maybe just the 5K. It's hard to remember. Susie and I were going to run the 5K with the kids running the 5K. And Susan has a son who at the last moment decided to join us, but he wasn't involved in a race because you have to join months before. So thank you, Blue Speed. The second one is correct. So here it is. It's race time. And what I ended up doing was I gave him my bib so he could run the race. I didn't run the race. No big deal. I've run plenty of 5Ks and 10Ks in my life and half marathons and marathons. I wasn't going to miss running a 5K. So I let him run the 5K. And it was I think his first race ever. So, and he got to run with his mom, which is pretty cool. So here we go. This is Destined Rivals. We got a Toad School. We've got an Impidimp. I love that name, Impidimp. We've got a Buizel. We got a Team Rockets Porygon. Probopass. Oh, my favorite. Team Rockets Mimikyu. That is my favorite. Sneasel. Excuse me. Reverse holo of Boltoy. We have a holo of Zamazenta. How many, boy, oh boy, do I have a lot of energy cards. I have a bunch of energy cards. Pack number 2. Destined Rivals. Okay. Here we go. Stevens Carbink. Arvin Squovit. I love these names. Electabuzz. Relor. Wellspring Mask of Ogerpon. That wasn't my favorite set. The mask set. Not my favorites. Team Rockets, 2 packs. 2 Mimikyus. I mean, come on. They got to mix them up better than that. Marnie's Morgrim. Is that spelled something you spelled by Mergrom? No. A reverse holo of Hippopotas. A reverse holo of Clamperl. A holo of Annihilate. And an energy. So, 2 packs, no hits. That's going to be the theme of ripping this box. I hope I get some hits. The second pack, Magic. Yeah, it was not bad Magic. No. Destined Rivals, I don't even know. All I know is Prismatic Evolutions has been a nightmare for me. Hello, Dirt 30 with George. So, here's how you enter the giveaway. Just say 7-Eleven on any video or short. I would do it 2 times just to be safe. Man, Bear, Pig, how are you? They should name, I'm telling you, they should have name a Pokemon after you. Man, Bear, Pig. Because they have Mankey, which doesn't make sense to me. It's part, Mankey is part pig and part monkey, right? And it's Mankey. If it was part man and part monkey, but they can't do that, then it'd be Mankey. It's just certain things don't make sense to me with Pokemon. So, Journey Together. Somebody said to me a week ago, hey, Gramps, you should do a question and answer one. I have so many stories to tell you. And the worst part is the best ones I can't say. I can't tell you. And it's so darn annoying that I can't tell you certain things. One day in the future, maybe I can. Delmise, black belt training. Here's one of my favorites. One of my favorite looking Pokemon. Shelmet. I love Shelmet. Rockruff. Low kicks. Combuskin. It looks like it's a hen on fire. Golem. This is Wailmer. This is a weird looking Wailmer. Look at it. It's round. Zorua. Reverse hollow. Dubwool. It's a hollow. And that baby. I will keep it sealed. I will keep it sealed. I have found some cards. Man, getting ready for this card show. Let me just show you something. So they're called shoe boxes. I don't know if you're familiar. It's a big white box and it holds a couple thousand cards. Well, I put these inside the shoe boxes. So if somebody wants to go through the cheap cards, this is my 25-cent bin. Now, do I put good cards in here? You bet yeah. If you go through my 25-cent bins, I'm sure you could find cards that are more than $10. I just don't have the time to look through them. I really don't. But when I'm setting them up, every once in a while you run into an older set and you're like, wow, when did I get those? Time Gazer. What year was that from? Does anybody know? Yeah, hold on. Let me just I want to see what year that's from, Time Gazer. So I'm actually Googling it. POKEMONTIMEGAZER. I have no idea what year that is. 2022. It's only 4 years old. Never mind. I have older cards than that. It's just I wasn't familiar with the set. And I'm like, wow, that has to be really old. Not. So I'll put out 5,000 cards that are, hello, Samurai. I'll put out 5,000 cards that are in my 25-cent bins. And people will buy a lot of them, but I have them all sorted by sets. So it's not that you have to go through every card. Say you want to complete a Surging Sparks set. Well, you can just pull out my Surging Sparks boxes and go through them that way. It's really simple. It makes for life being a lot easier. Like this. These I don't have their names on top yet. I don't have their names on top. Oh, I do on that one. Yeah. Stellar Crown. Paldean Fates. So say you're trying to finish your Stellar Crown set. All you got to do is find my Stellar Crown box, go through it. Instead of having to look through 2,000 cards in a box, just pull out one of these that might have 100 cards in it, and they're all Stellar Crown. It makes it really simple. So, boy, oh boy, I have a closet back here. See, there's a door there. See that door? That's a closet. I was in there today and I pulled out a box and I opened it up and it was like, wow. It was a box of really good sports cars. I grew up in North Jersey. Somebody said to me last week, why don't you have a question and answer session? And so somebody just asked me a question. I grew up in North Jersey. I've lived right now where I am. I've lived within 15 miles most of my life, except when we went out going to school, going out to Vegas. I spent half a year in Florida in Clearwater Beach. Hulk Hogan was a neighbor. Bernie Williams from the Yankees was I was in a high rise. He owned the penthouse. Bernie Williams from the Yankees. Tampa, right. Actually, a little east, Clearwater Beach. We were on the beach. And it was really nice, except for one thing. There's stingrays there. You got to be careful. You just can't go walking around in the water because you might step on something that can... Well, somehow, how did that kill Crocodile Dundee? I don't understand that. Clearwater, yeah. There's good Clearwater and there's so-so Clearwater. You know, Clearwater is a huge, has all the people that are wearing white shirts and black pants. What are they called? Scientologists. Clearwater has a huge Scientology area. Now, I'm not saying they're bad people because I don't know any of them. And I don't think they're troublemakers, but it's just different. It's Clearwater has a huge, and so does Los Angeles, a huge population of Scientologists. So happy is today free Slurpee day? Does 7-Eleven give away Slurpees on? Hey, Tom Wolf, are you really from Ohio? Oh, there you go. You said Ohio. So is today really free 7-Eleven Slurpees? Man, I used to love Slurpees. I can't have them anymore because they'll kill me. It puts my heart into a wrong rhythm. And then I got stuff like this. That's a blood thinner. I don't. Who knows how to build a Pokemon deck? Give that person a hand. Here we go. This is Journey Together, Pack 2. Then I have to tell you some stories. I have to come up with a story. I have to come up with a good one. Let me think about it. Florigato. So it's a flowering cat. Rookidee. Clink. Little did they realize that was a colonel on the show Stalag Hogan's Heroes. Clink. Colonel Clink. Nimble. Oh boy. Hop's bag. And of course, Clink revolves into Clink Clang. Seneconda. Nimble. Golem. Hops Snorlax. But you notice, been through 4 packs, no hits. That's another thing about Pokemon. If you're trying to build a set, it's one thing. But if you're trying to collect, I don't think buying packs is really the best way because you can get, we've been through 4 packs, 0 hits. So you can go into a card store, excuse my nose, and acquire 1 card for what those 4 packs just cost. I don't even know what they cost. And the 1 card could be one of the cards you want. And it could be a good card versus 4 packs with zilch. So Hey, Flipside, what's up? When are you coming to Tampa? Oh boy. Ay, 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 ay. I can't even think about that. You know what? Today was Collecticon in New Jersey. Today and tomorrow. And tomorrow, yeah, I used to watch MASH, yes. Tomorrow, unfortunately, I'm doing the card show. And I would have loved to have gone Collecticon. I was there a couple of years ago, and I was stunned at how many little kids knew who I was, and were coming up to me and going, "Are you Grandpa?" I'm like, "Yeah." You watch too many videos, but they were cute. They were cute little kids. Okay, Twilight Masquerade. I don't know anything about Slurpee days, unfortunately. I used to love Slurpees. I can't have them anymore. They will kill me. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm sitting here. This air conditioner is blowing. I got to shut it off. Woo! It's blowing right on me. Here's Sea King. Sunkern. I'm going to go through this box. I am not going to get a hit. Watch that. It's going to be 8 packs, 0 hits. Abra. Snowrunt. Chi-Yu. Mytina. Is that how you say it? Mytina. Hello, hello. Lucky Helmet. If something falls on your head, it is lucky. Lucian, which is a reverse hollow. Frost Glass, which is a reverse hollow. Enamorous, which is a hollow. 5 packs, 0 hits. Oh, man, come on. Okay, let me think of a story. And I love telling this to people, especially how I raised the kids. I was, how do I put this? I was kind of strict, but, oh, and by the way, whoever sent me that, somebody sent me, let me see. Where it's in here somewhere. Here it is. This came from Kay Logan. This is completely unexpected. I don't even know if Kay Logan is on here today. He sent me a gift card for Dunkin' Donuts. Of course, I really do. Dunkin' Donuts is my drink. So that was wonderful. I just can't believe it. It was completely unnecessary. I'll be at the card show. The card show opens at 9 till 3 o'clock. I like leaving at about 2:30. Because by 2:30, I'm exhausted. You'll see when hold on. You'll see when you're 74 years old how things make you tired. Somebody just wrote about my P.O. box. This is my P.O. box. And the card show is in Midland Park High School. I'll be there from 7 o'clock till about 2:30. I'll be there at 7 o'clock. It doesn't open until 9. I'm there setting up because I have to put out a whole bunch of cards. And I bring Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, and I sit and relax and I walk around and I just check out all the other Pokemon, and I buy stuff because I have to buy stuff tomorrow for giveaways that I'm having. I have to buy stuff tomorrow. So prior to the show, I get to walk around, and all the Pokemon vendors there know me, of course. And oh, thank you, K Logan. K Logan is on. Hey, I'm not as cool as you think I am. Oh God. But some little kid's going to come in and how's that for a binder? Let me see if I can rip off I can't rip off the back. So the back is Venusaur, Ivysaur, and Bulbasaur. So binders are cool. I have a couple and they're not full. I don't know. You know, I watch, excuse my nose, it's itchy. I watch Nate and Marie and I wonder how many of those binders behind them are full. But he's been doing it for 12 or 13 years, so he should have some he's got 2 million plus subscribers too. So 2 million subscribers. Yikes. My goodness. So hello. It's got to be fun. If you ever come to a show, of course say hi. Let me know who you are. You can't miss me. I'm the oldest vendor there. Okay, this is pack number 2 of Twilight Masquerade. I've opened 5 packs already, no hits. So here we go. This is pack 6. Caretaker. Glimmet, which evolves into Glimmora, if I'm not mistaken. Lampent evolves from Litwick, which evolves into maybe Chandelure, I think. Poltergeist. Well, I'm sitting down usually behind a table. So yeah, I'm probably the tallest vendor. There could be another. There's a gentleman. There's an African American gentleman that's pretty tall. Love Ball. Glimmora. It does evolve from Glimmet. Eevee is a reverse holo. Monkey Dory is a reverse holo. Fezandipiti is a holo. Basic Energy. 6 packs. No hits. 6 packs, no hits. How's that for terrible? I got 2 more. This was one of the best. This is Surging Sparks. One of my best pulls ever was from Surging Sparks. I pulled a Pikachu and I sent it out to Pokemon. I sent it out to PSA and it came back a 10. I need to send more cards out. I have cards out right now to Beckett's. I need to send out more. Time. Everything's time. For me to send out cards, it's going to take me an hour or more to prepare, to go through cards. I have a box right here. Of those are all cards I want to send out to Beckett. There's probably about 50 or 60 there. Time. Time. I need to set up a studio. I have nice stuff to set up a studio. Time. Everything takes time. And you think you have enough time to do everything, and you don't. And it's, like now, my son from Tennessee is in New Jersey right now. So we're going to meet up sometime during the week. I don't know when, it's up to him, but that's going to take a day or two, which is cool. But when you don't, everything takes time. And the older you get, the less time you have. Send them to tag. I might send them to tag. I don't have any cards out at tag yet. I don't have any at CGC yet either. So I might send them. Let me think of a good story. I have some really, really good ones. We were big Devils fans. And so I used to go to the Devils practice. Devils practiced at an arena in West Orange, New Jersey. It was called South Mountain Arena. And the way it was set up, they would park behind the arena, and there's a back door there. I don't sell cards. See, I don't sell cards on YouTube. So there's a back door at the arena, and when the Devils are done with practice, they would come out the back door because their cars were there. Well, there was nothing blocking. So after practice was over, I'd get my kids and we'd go out by the back door and just stand there and wait for them to come out. And they'd sign cards and sign pictures. And I take pictures with them. So I have pictures of my kids with every Devil hockey player for 10 years. So the Devils got to know me very well. I became friends with a couple of them. They got to know me very well. So now the Devils are playing a game in Washington, D.C. at the old Capitals Arena. I don't know what it was called. And I said to the kids, let's go to the game down there. So I piled, and my daughter didn't like hockey. So it was just the boys. So I piled the three boys into the van. We went down to watch the game. We had seats first row where the Devils came out of the locker room and had to walk right in front of us. And it was funny because as they were walking in front of us, they were all looking at us like, oh my God, these are the people from South Mountain Arena. Oh my goodness. It was just one of those weird moments, weird minutes prior to a game. But I would be at a game and we'd be, and by the way, when I pause, I'm reading over here. We'd be standing, we had lower level seats. So we'd go down to the glass and just stand there and watch the Devils practice prior to the game. And I'm standing there one time and I'm talking to, there's a couple young ladies there. And my third, did I have 4 tickets then? I think I only had 2 tickets then. And my third son is with me. And I'm talking to these young ladies. Let me just show you something first. To enter the giveaways right here. The giveaway for this live. Just say 7-Eleven on any video or short. So I'm just talking to them about how I'm friends with some of the Devils, especially Billy Guerin, who was a forward. Billy Guerin is now the general manager of the Minnesota Wild. And so Billy used to go by the Tomorrow's Children's Institute with me and visit cancer kids with cancer and blood diseases. So Billy would go in there and sign autographs and take pictures. And, he'd spend a couple hours doing this with me several times. And he was a really nice guy. He also did a fun thing with me. We had what was it called? A roller hockey arena built in my town of Mahwah, New Jersey. And the opening day was, I'm going to say, May 1st. And Billy said he was scheduled properly. He'd come up for the opening ceremonies and he'd skate around a little on rollerblades and take some shots and sign autographs and take pictures with everyone. So that was actually a fun thing to do. He was actually a very, very nice man, Billy Guerin from the Devils. So, yeah, visiting kids with cancer, it's makes you realize how lucky you are. I'm reading here. Yes, I do, Squawker. I want you to do it on this and another video. Yeah, Billy's from Massachusetts. So, oh, and one story, what I did for him one time, just talking to him, his favorite player when he was growing up, she's doing well. She's downstairs. She's actually got a little issue with a salivary gland, which is weird. But Billy said to me his favorite player when he was growing up was Cam Neely. I don't know if you know the name Cam Neely. He was he's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He was a super player from the Boston Bruins. I think he was a forward, not a center. I don't think he was a center. And Billy said it was his favorite player when when Billy, I guess, was in high school and Cam Neely was on the team, a great, on the Boston Bruins. And Billy lived in the Boston area. So Cam was his man. So during the lockout of 1995, the players were locked out. So they were going to have an exhibition up at Providence, Rhode Island. So I said to the kids, the boys again, because my daughter didn't like hockey. So I said to the boys, let's go watch Seabass. There you go. In the movie Dumb and Dumber, right? Seabass was Cam Neely from the Boston Bruins. So, wow. Wow. Very good. So we drove up to Providence. And, Providence, Rhode Island, you think it's not that far from New Jersey. Man, it's a lot further than you think. We were driving for 4 hours, I think. It was far. And so it was in some arena. I can't remember what the name of the arena was. But I went into the penalty box or on the bench. I went on the bench to take pictures, with my big camera. And so I wouldn't have any glass in front of me. So before the game started, they had a handshake. Everybody, they got in two lines and they shook hands. And Billy and Cam Neely get together and shake hands. And I took a picture. And I blew it up into an 8x10 for Billy. And I gave it to him. It was him shaking hands with Cam Neely, who was his favorite player when he was growing up. How awesome was that? That was pretty awesome. I'll tell you one more hockey story. I won't go too much on hockey. When the Devils won the Stanley Cup in 1995, I was in the arena taking pictures. My seat was on the goal line with Marty Brodeur in first period and third period. On the goal line, literally the two crossbars, the two uprights on the goal were in line with each other from me. I was literally right on the goal line. So the Devils are winning the game. I can't even remember the score, maybe 5-2. Time's ticking down, tick, 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 tick. It's getting down to the last couple of seconds. So what I did was I got my camera and I focused on Marty. I don't know why. So the horn goes off and Marty jumps. And I go, click. Actually, it went click, click, click. But I got him in the air. So now I blew it up into poster size, a couple of them. And I brought him to South Mountain Arena where the Devils practice. And Marty comes walking out after practice. And I said, Marty, can you sign this, please? He said, sure. He comes over and there's the picture of him jumping. And he goes, where'd you get that? I said, I took it. He goes, can I get a copy? I said, yeah, I got a couple right here. Here. And I gave him one. He goes, because the newspaper here in North Jersey is called the Bergen Record. Their photographer took a picture of me jumping and he won't give it to me. What a DB. So, I mean, come on. So So I gave him a picture of him, poster size, 20 by 30, of him jumping. He's the only one in picture jumping in the air when they won the cup. That was pretty cool. That was actually very cool. I got to see the cup up close and personal. I got to see the Conn Smythe Trophy with Claude Lemieux. How about Claude Lemieux committed suicide a couple weeks ago? Yikes. Claude Lemieux was a kind of a... Yes, Marty Brodeur's dad was the photographer for the Montreal Canadiens. Yes. Wow, somebody knows their hockey here. DAGR Comics. Awesome. And yeah, because what happens is when you're down and you're a photographer, there's a hole in the glass this big where you put your camera lens through. Well, you don't want to put it through because you don't want somebody skating by and whacking your camera lens. Okay, you have a nice day, Squawker. Thanks for being here. And so, but they have an unobstructed view without the glass in front of you. So there's no reflections. There's no puck marks. There's no blood. You know, you'd be surprised what's on that glass. The glass isn't as clean as you think it should be. So when his dad was there, I knew his dad was a photographer. You sit in that one area, the one seat that the photographer sits in, and he has this hole in the glass, and he can just sit and take pictures of the whole ice. Actually pretty cool. So let's go. 2 more packs. 6 packs. No dice. So that's one of my hockey stories. I'll tell you a couple more in a little while. Let's see if I can I pull something from Surging Sparks. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be skunked from this box. A skunk. Blitzel. How do you say this? Yamask? Here's one of my favorite names. Quaxley. I love Quaxley. Larvesta. Taurus. Counter Gain. Braviary. Mantine. Corydon, which is a reverse hollow. Gofarigus. I'm not even sure how to say that. That's a hollow. Here we are. 7 packs. No hits. So yeah, if you're a collector and you want to really collect a certain way, probably the best way to do it is buy the cards you want instead of buying boxes and ripping them and hoping for the best. Here we go. Kofa Egregious. Oh, yeah. You got to be careful because it's COFAG, and we don't want to say the FAG word. Kofa Egregious. Right. Get a Japanese pack. I love Japanese. And you know what? They have more hits. There's more hits in the Japanese boxes. Capsicid. Silaglyph. Duraludin. Running out of time. Sizzlipede. Counter Gain again. I haven't seen one of those since the last pack. Braviary. Haven't seen one of those since the last pack. Really horrific mixing. There's 191 cards in this set, Surging Sparks. There is no way that 2 random packs should have same cards. Sorry about that. That's just not the way it should be. Zangoose, a reverse hollow. Castform, a reverse hollow. Cofagrigus, hollow. 8 packs. Hello, Coupon Lover. 8 packs from 1 box, 0 hits. Not even a double rare. Terrible. 0 out of 8. Yep. That was fun. So I'm getting ready for, and I'm bumping into some. I have cars that I don't even know I have. So let me just show you a couple of them. I'm getting ready for this card show, and it's just, I have so many cards, and you can't display them all because I have too many. I'd have to get like 5 tables. Do you remember these? Beautiful cards. And I'm looking to see if there's anything in particular. See, this is a nice card because it's cartoonish. Clobopus. I love cartoonish cards. I don't know why. Oh, and if it has certain cards, like this was a promo. But this is the art rare, so this isn't the promo. But they had a promo of Vanillish in one of the boxes recently. So let's go back to some hockey stories. So I'm up at Rye Playland in New York, where the Rangers practice. Okay, the Rangers practice. It's. Does anybody remember the movie Big with Tom Hanks, where he's a little kid and he wishes he was big? Does anybody remember that movie? Yes. So, and there was some kind of a machine, Zoltan or something like that, that would give you a card and it would tell your future or something like that. Zoltan. That was Rye Playland. That's where Zoltar, that's where the Rangers practiced. So one day a year, the Rangers would open practice to everyone. So you'd go up there on that practice day and there'd be 10,000 people there watching the Rangers practice, which was kind of stupid because you can go the day before or the day after and get into the arena and just stand at the glass all by yourself and there's nobody there. So the Rangers practiced their morning skates in Rye Playland. If they didn't have a game, if they had a game, they did it at Madison Square Garden. If they didn't have a game, they practiced at Rye Playland. Zoltar. Yeah. So you could just go and watch them practice. And we've got so much stuff and pictures. We got pictures of everybody with the Rangers. And one guy complained. One day the Rangers were getting, what they would do is to go to an away game, they'd get on the bus at 1. If the away game was tomorrow, say Tuesday, at 1 o'clock on Monday, there'd be a bus at Rye Playland picking them up, taking them to the airport. And they flew a private jet. And so we would be there, me and my kids, never me, always the kids asking for pictures and autographs. And my kids were aware that the players are allowed to say no. So there was a player on the Rangers, a guy named Jay Wells. I think he was on the U.S. Olympic team that won the gold medal. And 99.99% of all hockey players are really nice people. And then there's Jay Wells. And he wasn't really nice. Let's put it that way. So for some reason, there was a police officer at Rye Playland that day. And the cop came over to me and said something. And he asked me for an ID. And I said, okay, no problem. Yeah. So I gave him a government issued ID. I gave him my gun license. I'm living in New Jersey. I have a gun license. And he looks at it and goes, do you have a gun in the car? I said, really? That's none of your business. You asked for a government issued ID. That is a government issued ID. If I have a gun in the car or not, that is not your business. So, but Jay Wells was the guy who complained to the cop about my kids who were 8, 10, 12, asking for autographs. Poor Jay. 99.9% of hockey players are nice. The nastiest hockey player I ever met, I hate saying this. I really shouldn't even say it. He was just not a nice person. But there's two of them. One was a goalie for the Pittsburgh Penguins named Tom Barrasso. And the other one was a forward for the Mighty Ducks called Paul Kariya. Now, they can have bad days. You know what I mean? Like Claude Lemieux was a nice guy, but he could have a bad day. Just got home. Hello, Brocky Road. Claude Lemieux could be a little surly at times, but whenever kids were around, he was always nice. Just like Mark Messier was always nice with kids. Brian Leach, very quiet and reserved, but always nice with kids. So that's how I would judge people. How are you with kids? Are you nice with kids? Then you're a nice person. If you're not nice with kids, that could show you're not a nice person. So we're there getting autographs. I'm not even going to mention the Paul Kariya story, but I'm going to tell you the Tom Barrasso story. Pittsburgh Penguins are in town. They're staying at, we knew what hotel they were staying at, so we went to the hotel. Now, they're in town for a Monday night. The game's going to be say it was Friday night, and the game's going to be Saturday afternoon. So they're in town Friday night in the hotel. They got to go out to dinner. There's restaurants all around the hotel, but they got to come out of the hotel. So we'd be standing there, and my kids would be getting autographs. And we're not talking 100 kids. We're talking my 3 boys, sometimes 2 of them. And Tom Barrasso came out, and he was, I guess, in a bad mood. And he was just snippy. And my kids gave him a new name. And I'm not going to say exactly what they called him, but you'll figure it out when I say Tom Barrasso. Barrasso. So they called him Tom Barrass blank. So thank you. I have to shave tomorrow. Yeah, I don't want to be at the card show tomorrow and have all this on me. So. Oh, I'll tell you one other thing. I used to love Howard Stern. Did anybody ever listen to Howard Stern 20 years ago, 30 years ago? Okay, take care, Eric S. Thank you for stopping by. Does anybody ever listen to Howard Stern? So I know where their studio is. It's in New York City. And I said to my oldest son, let's go into New York City. You know, he goes on the air at 7 o'clock. Let's show up at his door at 5:30 and we'll see what we can do. And we showed up. We're waiting outside there. Here comes Robin Givens. She stops, takes pictures, autographs. Here comes Jackie the Joke Man. He stops, take pictures, there's autographs. Here comes Baba Booey. He stops, take pictures. All good. All of the whole show. Here comes Howard Stern. He walks past us like we're not even there. That's cool. Everybody can say no. I have no problem with that. Everybody can say no. But the way you say no says a lot about you. And when a little kid is asking you for an autograph, just say, sorry, I'm late. I can't. No, thank you. Whatever. Who was the big guy on the Detroit Pistons? Bill Laimbeer. We're getting autographs one day of the hotel of the Detroit Pistons, and Bill Laimbeer. I go, hey, Bill, can I get my kids get an autograph from you? And he goes, no, thank you. And that's cool. That's cool. I had no problem with that. I said, thank you very much. So I go to Isaiah Thomas. I have an 8x10. I go, hey, Isaiah, can you sign my 8x10? He goes, no, I don't sign 8x10s. I said, would you look at it? And he looks at it and he goes, oh, I'll sign that one. And I've told this story already, but everybody probably didn't hear it. So what he did was he was by earlier in the year. So I said, hey, Isaiah, can I get a picture of my kids with you? So my 3 boys, he put his arms around them and I took a picture and I blew it up to an 8x10 and I brought it to the next time they were in town and said, "Hey, Isaiah, can you sign my 8x10?" And he said, "No, I don't sign 8x10s." And I said, "Well, look at it. It's a picture of him with my kids," knowing I'm not going to sell that picture. That's for my kids. And he goes, "Oh, I'll sign that one." And he was nice. He was a nice man. We've met a lot of basketball players. Most of them were nice, I must admit. Most basketball players were very nice people. The biggest man I've ever met was Dikembe Mutombo. He was literally the size of a door. He was a big, when I mean big, I don't mean tall. I mean big. The biggest hockey player I ever met was Eric Lindros. Was big. We went to a hotel in New York City for baseball. I never met MJ. No, never. Hello, Matthew Pedrotti. We never met Michael Jordan. I never met Charles Barkley. I met more hockey. We were more hockey than we were basketball. The biggest, most famous basketball player we ever met was Karl Malone and John Stockton. We were there getting autographs of a hockey team, and all of a sudden, here comes John Stockton. We didn't realize that the Utah Jazz was staying in the same hotel as the hockey team. So now, all of a sudden, oh my God, break out the index cards and just get autographs and pictures. Karl Malone was a good-sized man, a big man. Oh, yeah, Derek Coleman from the Nets, Drazen Petrovic. Yeah, Michael Jackson. Wow. That is the biggest music star I ever met was Madonna. And she had the, honestly, what did I think of Rush Limbaugh? If you like Howard Stern. Well, the thing about Howard Stern is he got, he was to me the anti-culture, like hippies were in the 60s. He was the anti-culture. And then when the COVID shot came along, he was the man. Like, how do you switch from being the anti-culture to the man? And if you don't take the COVID shot, something's wrong with you. And like, what? I would have liked to have met Kobe. I really admired Kobe's talent. I admire Michael Jordan's talent also. I admired Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. These were really people that were above everybody else. Hold on. If you want to join the giveaway, that's what you got to say. 7-Eleven. Now, tell you a little story. Somebody asked me about Rush Limbaugh. I never met Rush. Not that I'd ever tried to meet Rush. He lived in, if I'm not mistaken, Palm Beach. And he was he was funny. He was actually like almost comedian funny. And I love comics. I've been to comedy shows. I used to do comedy shows. I used to do stand-up comedy in New York City at the Gotham Comedy Club all the time. And I love good comics. I've had some rip-roaring. Who was the best? Oh, there was a comic called The Amazing Jonathan. I don't know if anybody ever saw him. To me, he was the funniest guy on television. Who was the one that was dirty? It was always smoking a cigarette, wore a leather jacket. Who wore the comic that wore a black leather jacket? No, he was, Andrew Dice Clay. I did some of his clubs. He started at a place called Pips in Brooklyn or Queens. I used to do Pips all the time too. Oh, I did comedy in about half a dozen clubs in New York, but the Gotham Comedy Club was my place that I did a lot. I love the Gotham Comedy Club. It was so much fun. I love getting on stage and just because I have a very quick wit. And if I have a heckler, man, oh man, oh man, I have a Gabe. Yeah, Gabby is a good guy. Fluffy, that's correct. George Carlin would have been good. I would have loved. I didn't see George Carlin. I'll tell you my biggest laugh I ever got. I'll tell you this. I was in Pips, yeah, where Dice Clay used to perform. And I'm on stage and I go, I'm getting a little older. And, you know, when you get a little older, certain things happen and you got to be careful. And so I'm in the gym one day and I'm on the treadmill and the guy next to me goes, hey, buddy, you got a nasty looking mole on the back of your leg. Now, I had known about it for a while. I did have a nasty looking mole on the back of my leg. I had known about it for a while, and I was like, oh, I should get a skin doctor to check this out. You never know because moles can be cancerous. So I go to a dermatologist, and he goes, what can I do? You know, what's your issue? And I said, well, I have this nasty looking mole on the back of my leg. He goes, well, can I see it? And I said, yeah, sure. So I'm up on stage, and I say to the crowd, so I drop my pants. And to the crowd, I unbuckle my pants and I drop them. And I have on I'm concealed well. I have on a pair of boxer shorts. The boxer shorts are, I swear to God, Captain America boxer shorts. And on the back of the boxer shorts, I have a stuffed squirrel that's this big, that's 10, 12 inches long, sewn onto the back of my boxer shorts. And that's supposed to be the mole. So now I'm doing this skit and I'm going to drop my pants. I drop my pants and all you hear is people just erupting into laughter because they're drunk and they're seeing a guy on stage wearing Captain America boxer shorts with a squirrel on his butt. And the old rule, or even the rule nowadays, is when people are laughing, let them laugh. Don't stop them. So all you hear is people laughing for 2 minutes because I'm standing there like some nut in boxer shorts with a squirrel on my butt. And it was fun. Shaquille O'Neal, I think, is a good guy. I like Shaq. Yeah, I'd like to meet Shaq. A good guy. You know, nice people. I have stories. You know, what defines somebody? See, I don't want to get political because what's nice to one person is bad to another. But for political reasons, I meet Zdeno Chara? I did. From what I remember, he was really tall. He was a big man, like 6'6". He was probably the tallest hockey player I ever met. And somebody asked me before, did I meet Rush? And no, I didn't. I never met Rush Limbaugh. But I heard a story about Rush Limbaugh. And I'll pass this along to you. And again, you may like him, you may not like him. That's a political thing. That's not my business. Yeah, he was tall. I remember Zdeno Chara. When I stood next to him, I was looking up at him. He was a tall man. So I'm in a hotel it's a Ritz-Carlton in Georgia. We're staying there for a holiday weekend, Susie and I. It's on a lake, beautiful. We're going to go canoeing on the lake. It's just beautiful. So we're at the bar at night and I'm having food. We're having a little snack like nachos or something. And there's the bartenders there. And I go, hey, buddy, I said, what's the biggest tip you ever got? And I go, and don't expect the bigger one from me. He goes, I was in San Francisco. I used to work in San Francisco. And a cowboy guy from Texas walks in on a Friday night and orders one beer, drinks the beer, and leaves me a $1,500 tip. I'm like, wow. He goes, and that same guy came in Saturday night and Sunday night and ordered one beer both nights and left me a $1,500 tip. all 3 nights. How cool is that? So I said, wow, that's incredible. Now, I've never been a server, so I don't know. But I mean, to me, a $1,500 tip, hello, Cyril, a $1,500 tip has to be a good one. He goes, yeah. He goes, but I used to work at, I'm not going to remember the name. There's an island somewhere in the Atlantic that people put their money. And it's they hide it from the U.S. government. And I can't remember what the name of the island is. Sir Psyduck didn't make it today. So the island is, I can't remember. Wow. See, this sucks about getting old. You forget stuff. So this bartender says, I was working out there, and it wasn't my tip, but there was a waitress out there. She was waiting on a table of 8. And when they were done, the person left her the Cayman Islands. Man, thank you, 741 Nights, the Cayman Islands. The person left her a $38,000 tip. Imagine getting and this was back 20 years ago, they told me this. Now, I don't know how long ago. This might have been 30 years ago. $38,000, a $38,000 tip. I'm like, wow. Who has that kind of money? And I said, you know, you don't have to answer this, but do you know who it was? He goes, yes, I do. I go, can you tell me? He goes, yeah, it was Rush Limbaugh. I said, wow, he left somebody $38,000. That is incredible. Now, from a political perspective, half of the people don't like him, half of the people do like him. That's why I don't ever get involved with politics, ever. I don't get involved with racial stuff. You know, everybody wins. I mean, I give away so much stuff. I don't ever ask somebody what their race is or what their sexual preferences are. Who cares? You know, you're a Pokemon person. If you like Pokemon, I got Pokemon to give you. But there are people out there who, like that one day that somebody got mad at me for didn't like the way I treated them. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, let me just look at this list. Stephen Palumbo, I don't know you. Cyril Miller, I don't know you. The Sushi King, I don't know you. 741 Nights, I don't know you. LK Pun, I don't know you. That guy Smokey, I don't know you. Because I can't even say that. I don't know you. Victoria Raj, I can't say that. I don't know you. You see what I'm saying? I don't know any of you. I don't know any of you. So why would I treat any of you different? I wouldn't treat the Sushi King any different than David the Stroop because I don't know either one. Here's Celtic Star. I might treat him different if he's a Boston Celtics fan. No, that's not true because I really don't care about basketball. I'm a hockey person. But I wouldn't treat anybody bad if they're a Rangers fan or a Flyers fan. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, you know, it's stupid. I got too many important things in my life than to treat somebody bad because they like a guy on the radio. But it was just funny. I was trying to make the point that Howard Stern went from one type of person, like I said, the what's that culture called? I mean, he was the hippie of his day. Everything about him was sexual, how he treated women, and that's all it was. And then all of a sudden, he was, you got to take the COVID shot or something's wrong with you. He was the man. He was the counterculture to the man. How does that happen? I'm the same person today that I was 40 years ago. I'm not going to change. I'm too old to change my stripes. And as I said, if you've been around for a while, my oldest son's godfather was a gay guy. I'm sure the church wouldn't have liked it, but he was a nice guy. He was a friend of the family. He was like one of the nicest guys I ever met. He dressed perfectly. He was always in perfect, his hair was in perfect condition. He dressed very nicely, but he was gay. And I didn't care. Who cares? You know, John DeMaria was his name. He's since passed away, unfortunately. But he was just such a nice person. I really didn't care what his sexual preference was. Who cared? I worked in a ski shop, Princeton Skate and Ski. If you live on Long Island, you probably have heard of them. They had one in maybe Syosset, Long Island, the Miracle Mile, Long Island. Ben, are you on here? Ben F Productions, are you still here? So they had 4 ski shops, but I worked in a ski shop, and it was like one of the best jobs I ever had because I was a skier. Everybody in the ski shop was a skier. All the girls in the ski shop were good looking. All the girls that worked in the ski shop were good looking. The guys were just good. We would go skiing every weekend, and every Saturday night they'd come. I was the only one that had a house. They all lived with their parents. I might have been 3 or 4 years older than them, so I had my own house. I got a house at 25 years old. At 25, did I have a house? Probably earlier than that. I probably had it at, let me think about that. I got it there when I worked for SCM. Oh, I might have been like 23 or 24 years old when I bought the house. The giveaway has not happened yet. No giveaway. Tomorrow at noon, the booster bundle giveaway takes place. And then Monday or Tuesday, we'll have the giveaway for the 4th of July. And then Wednesday or Thursday, we'll have a giveaway for tonight. And then it'll be next week, and then I'm going to have a giveaway again. Okay. And see, I just went off track, and I'm going to forget where I was. Oops. But my main thought about Howard Stern is he was the counterculture guy who became the man. And like, it's weird. How does that happen? Like, I'm the same as I am all the time. I can't change. Yeah, you had a house and go skiing every weekend. That's correct. Oh yeah, I had the house. Oh, and so the ski shop would be open on Saturdays, but on Sundays the ski shop was closed because it's in Bergen County, and Bergen County has blue laws, and you're not allowed to sell non-perishable items on Sunday. So Sunday the ski shop was closed. So every Saturday night they'd come over my house. I'd have all like cheese and crackers and some fruit, some grapes and cherries and whatever. And we'd watch Saturday Night Live and Don Kirshner's rock concert. Does anybody remember that? See, that's telling your age. Yes, Kay Logan. The ski shop was called Princeton Skate and Ski. So they sold high-end skates, ice skates, and hockey skates. And it was a high-end ski shop. And then every Sunday, we'd all go skiing. We'd go up to, sometimes we'd go upstate New York, like Hunter Mountain, Bel Air, Round Top Mountain. We'd go all around. We actually went up to Vermont for one day. We left Sunday morning, say at 6 o'clock. We all met at the ski shop. We drove up together, 4 of us in every car. We drove up. I had a Volkswagen Beetle. And we skied at Stowe and then came home that night. And so we'd ski every Sunday. And some of us were really good skiers, and some of us were so-so skiers. And some of them weren't. We had a young lady named Sue Vorman. Yeah, Howard is an actor. He does what he's told. Boy, yeah. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's a comment. Sue Vorman was her name, and she looked good in the ski outfit. But oh boy, I was married. Howard is an actor, and he does what he's told. I guess if you're working for somebody and you're making no, but he was on Sirius. It's like right now, what's that guy's name? Who's the guy that does the podcast that makes making zillions of dollars? He's an MMA guy. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, is that his name? Yeah. Joe Rogan does podcasts. Nobody's going to tell him what to do or what to say. I mean, I guess Howard was he was working for a radio station. I guess you're right. So the radio station can probably tell Howard what, I don't know. He was the big star. So maybe he could tell the radio station, take a hike. But it was just funny because he seemed like one type of person, and then he was the other type. It was like Mr. Corporate. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Come on. So somebody said to me a long time ago, last weekend, so yeah, I'm going to have the giveaway tomorrow. 6 booster bundles, 1 build and battle, 3 blister packs, and a bunch of packs. So I can't believe I remember all of that without having to look at stuff. He interviewed. The thing about Joe Rogan is he interviews some very knowledgeable people. He interviewed that guy, Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar, is that his name? The guy who said he worked at Area 51. Now, I lived in Nevada for a while. There's really an Area 51. Yes, indeed. And the plane would take off from the Nevada airport, which was called the Harry Reid Airport when we left. And it was an unmarked plane that would the name was Janet, would fly people on a daily basis to Area 51 to work on whatever they were working on, which is top secret, you know. So I'd like to know, what was it? Bob Lazar, is that his name? The guy that worked at Area 51, and he also worked at White Sands. Janet, right, is the airlines. He worked at White Sands. And when people called White Sands to ask about him, they said nobody has ever worked here by that name. And he had a White Sands telephone directory and opened it up, and lo and behold, there's his name. Bob Lazar, I think, was his name. And he also had a local newspaper because he built a car like a Honda Civic with a jet engine. And it made the front page of the local newspaper that he worked at White Sands, and he built a jet engine powered car to go back and forth to work. So I love watching these interviews. Like now they have the guy Graham something talking about what's underneath the pyramids. Bob Lazar looks like a reptilian. What's underneath the pyramids? How can you find out what's under the pyramids? You can't dig. I wouldn't want to dig under the pyramids. They probably weigh a gazillion tons and they'll squish you. Yeah, he built a Honda Civic with a jet engine. Right. And it made the newspapers. And there was a picture of him with his jet-powered Honda Civic. And the newspaper said, and it was the newspaper from the area, said that he works at White Sands. I'd rather have a vehicle that ran off of water. There's a lot of sand under the pyramids. Yeah, but they're saying that there's weird stuff. I don't know. It's just, I love watching these. I don't watch a lot of television, even though right now, Norway, England is on. I don't know if you're aware of that, the soccer game. Erling Haaland. You may not have heard of him a month ago. If you're not a soccer fan, you didn't know him a month ago, but you know who he is now. So, and remember I had the soccer giveaway? Graham Hancock. Yes. Yes. He's not well received among Egyptologists. Do you remember a month ago I had a giveaway? The 3 cards. One was a Messi, one was a Rooney, and one was a Haaland. And it was a Haaland Future Stars card. So I knew Haaland before. He's funny, man. He is a riot. I can't believe he's 6'5", 195 pounds, and he is one tough dude. And so it's fun to watch. And I have, I'm sitting here, and I have hockey cards right next to me. Why? I don't know. They're just there. So Erling Haaland, I think he's played in 4 games so far in the World Cup, and he has 7 goals. How's that for incredible? The score is 0-0 right now. Thank you very much, Stephen Baumgartner. I know. Everybody in Europe knew who Haaland was. Well, I knew that he was the leading goal scorer in the Premier League for 2 years in a row. Yeah, I mean, he scores. Paul Alexandra, 1-0. Who's winning? Now, of course, England is heavily favored in this game. Norway, wow. Yeah, Haaland is an excellent player. And you know what? I loved Messi. Messi's my favorite player of all time. He's just a great player. I don't like when he gets interviewed because I can't understand him, but I watch him and I'll actually watch Telemundo to watch a soccer game, and I just turn the sound out because I have no idea what they're saying. It's just that I love watching either the Premier League or the Champions League because they're such good soccer players. And then you watch MLS, and it's not the same. That's why our team lost to Belgium, because most of the people on the Belgium team play in Europe, in either the Premier League or the Champions League, and or maybe Bundesliga or the Spanish league. There's a whole bunch of leagues over there. Like this guy, Yamal. Thank you, Yamal from Spain. Lamine Yamal. He's 18 years old. He's great, but he's not Haaland yet. He's not Haaland. Haaland is, to me, the best soccer player in Europe right now. And he's been that for 2 years. And, it's sad to see CR7 and Messi and even, who else? I used to love watching Ronaldinho play. England. 1-1. England, Mexico was a good game. What's his name? Neymar. Neymar was a good player also. Rooney was a good player. Harry Kane is very good right now. Kevin De Bruyne is a good player. But I mean, as I say, the other day I was talking to my oldest son, and I said, there's a lot of things that I really never talked to you about. I said, like, back in the 70s, I got to see Pele play soccer in person. And he's like, you did? I said, yeah, at Giant Stadium. They were here for some kind of a tournament. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was, but I got to see Pele play. Fire in the Sky. Wow. That's a good one. That is a good one. Gramp is live. I hope so. Hold on. Let me check the pulse. I hope I'm live. So what's going to happen is the booster bundle giveaway. The last time you could enter is 2 hours from now, 8:00 Eastern time. And I'll go and I'll do the actual drawing tonight, but I'll put it on for 12:00 release tomorrow noon, because I'm going to be at the show and I can't do both. It's a weird thing. So, Yeah, I have to. That's why tonight at 8 o'clock, the last person you can enter, it'll take me till 9:30, 10 o'clock to do the giveaway. And then I'll schedule it for 12 noon tomorrow. And then I have to make sure everything's ready to go tonight because I don't want to have to be searching around at 7 o'clock in the morning for stuff to take to the show. And it's, oh man, it's hard doing the live the day before the show because it takes a big hunk of time. And in the beginning, what was I saying? Time is the issue. Time. The show will be busy. It starts at 9. It gets busy about 10. It's not X-rated, no. It gets busy about 10 and stays busy till about 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, it starts slacking off. And by 2:30, I'm supposed to have a person videoing me tomorrow, and he never confirmed. He never called me back. This is the same guy who did it last show, and I paid him $30 an hour to video me with my cell phone. $30 an hour. God. And he never responded to my text message or my phone call. I left him a voicemail and I texted him. And so tomorrow, which I want to have a recording of stuff, I'm not going to have any. I'm going to have to set up the phone on a tripod and just let it run. A Grant's merch site. Oh, I would love to, time. Everything takes time. And oh boy. It's going to get to the point shortly where I'm going to need somebody helping me. Maybe a full-time videographer. It's just hard to believe how much time is consumed by doing this. But it takes everything I do. I got to record myself. I then have to edit it. And you see, if I make a mistake while I'm talking into my camera, I just go on. I'm not going to edit it out. This is the way I am. This is real life. What you see me, as you see me right now, that's the way I am. This is what you say, 7-Eleven, just like that. No spaces. Just say 7-Eleven and enter the giveaway for this live. And be patient. It'll be sometime midweek. Just say 7-Eleven for the giveaway. I don't have I have other things happening. The card show, the booster box, the 4th of July, and then this one. So just chill out. And you have till, I know, I have tripods. I have 2 of them. I have a little one and I have a big one. Yeah, isn't that sad? It's sad that somebody at the card show a month ago, he said, yeah, I'll do July with you. And here's the worst part. You ain't going to believe this. He lives 2 houses away from me. So I went through something, an online site called Moms and Dads. They referred me to somebody who referred me to him. And then I'm talking to him on the phone and he says, yeah, I'll be glad to video you. I said, good. I said, can you get to the show? And he said, yeah. I said, okay, cool. Of course, you live in Ridgewood. And he goes, yeah. And I said, okay. So can you get to the show? Yes. Okay. So what side of town you on? The west side. I'm listening to it and I'm like, holy crow. He actually lives 2 houses away from me. 2 houses away. So that's about it. Let's see. Last time I'm going to show this because there's not a lot of time left. Just say 7-Eleven and you'll be in the giveaway video. That's it. That'll be the last one of those. I don't think I'm going to show it anymore. So are there any questions? We got about 5 minutes left. I can't wait until these 30th anniversary stuff comes out. I can't wait because the first partner cards are beautiful. And they're 30th anniversary cards. I think they're the nicest cards that Pokemon has put out in 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, I can't, you know, what I tell people, if you enter a giveaway and I don't see it, I don't get it. I can't put your name on the list if YouTube doesn't send it to me. And there's you, me, and in between us is YouTube. And so you send it to them, they send it to me. You send it to them, they don't send it to me. I never get it. I can't put you on the list. No, I didn't announce winners yet. Yeah, I know. Stuff's been announced already on the 30th anniversary. It's all beautiful stuff. I'd have to see them all. I mean, these first partner cards are beautiful. I love these cards. I've already ripped 2 boxes and I got the same 3 Pokemon both times, the same ones. So I'm just looking. Nope. Any comment? Any questions? We got like 5 minutes left. Thank you for being here, Secret Master Josh. Thank you. Even if it's just for a minute. Well, I'm not saying I don't have much time. I'm just saying everything takes so much time. Is that it's very hard to do stuff because everything takes time, so much time. So I only have this much time in a day. And when it's being consumed by everything I do, it's hard to add stuff into that. So she's here. She's downstairs. It's still light out. If you can see, it's still right. Everything's backwards. So there's the front of the house. It's hard when things are backwards. So let's see. What can I say is one of the funny things that has happened to me in my life. Funny. Funny. I'm thinking about it. I've had a lot of funny things happen. I said I want to tell you the same stories over and over. So, because my sweetheart says to me every time I tell her a story, I've heard this one. I've heard this one. I've heard this one. To me, the best story was the yacht club story. That was the best one. So, but I have others that I can't tell you. So I have other great stories that I can't tell you. And, but it's okay. I wish I could tell you. Yeah, you can say them on another video and here. You can say it on 2 videos. Don't worry about that. So the next giveaway is going to be loaded with these things. Unknown, 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 unknown. It's going to be an unknown giveaway, and I'm going to ask that it be conducted in a very specific way because I'm testing the algorithm. That algorithm, here, let me just show it to you one more time. This was the beginning of tonight's show. That line is 50 subs. Look at how it went down to, nothing. Then all of a sudden I said, enter as many times as you want. And it went like that through the roof. That is 130 something. Let's look. 136. So it went from, these are the numbers. Before I said enter as many times as you want, and after I said enter as many times as you want. So once you went into as many times as you want to enter, the algorithm started treating me totally different. And I started getting pushed a lot. My videos got shoved out into the internet. And all of a sudden I was getting 50, 60, 70, 80 subscribers a day. So when I do the unknown giveaway, I'm going to make specific rules about it. And I'm going to ask you to do a couple specific things. Very easy. Just going to take a second or two. That's all. And We'll see what it does with the algorithm. And I'll report back to you next weekend and see if the algorithm has gotten any better or any worse. So that was the 4th of July giveaway where the algorithm started pushing me and went through the roof. 136. I mean, all of a sudden, my subscribers almost dropped to 0. It's like, what the heck's going on? I'm not doing anything different. But it just got weird. So when we enter as many times as you want, the algorithm really loved that and started pushing me on YouTube watchers. And so all of a sudden, my subscribers shot way up. And I'm trying to get to 10,000. I really want to get that arrow from YouTube. Oh, okay, people. It is 6 o'clock. I want to thank you all for being here. It's been wonderful. I can talk for 2 hours. I think I proved that. And I can type too. So I want to say thank you for being here. Watch tomorrow at noon for the results of the booster bundles. And it'll be either Monday or Tuesday noon, the 4th of July giveaway. So this is Grandpa signing off. Yeah, I want to get to. I got to get to 50K before I get to 100, and I'm approaching 44K. So fingers are crossed. So thank you very much for being here. I'll see you in the next video or the next live. Take care now. Bye now.